This is a poem of Sooner Magic, composed by Blinkin and his trusting sidekick Tom. Conceived and written after several Busch beers and the occasional Natty Light, after the Sooner comeback win at Tennessee. This is Sterling in the Flat.
The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Oklahoma men that day. The score stood 17-3 with but a quarter left to play. When Pirine couldn't score and Mixon was the same, a sickly silence fell upon the patrons of the game. Straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought if only Sterling could get his hands on that, they'd put up even money now with Sterling in the flat. But Neal had all the targets, as did also Westbrook. The former always tripped, and the latter was a rook. So upon that stricken multitude, grim melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Sterling's getting to the flat. But Neal broke away for 10, to the wonderment of all, and Westbrook, the tiny-handed, wrapped them both around the ball. And when the dust had lifted and the men saw what had occurred, there was Westbrook with a first and Neal converting third. Then from 5,000 throats or more, there rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley. It rattled in the dell. It knocked upon the rocky mountain and recoiled upon the flat. For Sterling, mighty Sterling, was breaking towards the flat. There was focus in Sterling's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Sterling's bearing and a smile on Sterling's face. And when responding to the cheers, he dug his cleats into the mat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt the call was Sterling to the flat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the readied center ground the ball into its place, defiance gleamed in Sterling's eye. A sneer curled Sterling's face. And now the leather-covered ball came hurtling through the air, and Sterling stood a-watching in hesitation there. Close by the wiry wideout, the ball unheeded sped. He interfered, said Sterling. Second down, the referee said. From benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the referee, shouted someone in the stands, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Sterling raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Sterling's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to Mayfield, and once more the air the ball found, but Sterling couldn't reach it. The referee said third down. Fraud, cried the maddened thousands, and the echo answered fraud. But one scornful look from Sterling, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain, and they knew that Sterling would not let that ball go by again. The sneer is gone from Sterling's lip. His eyes were peered, alert. He digs with cruel violence his cleats into the dirt. And now Mayfield lets it go, and now Sterling turns at the 5, and now the air is shattered by the force of Sterling's dive. Norman is a favored land. The sun is shining bright. The band is playing there. In Norman, hearts are light. And then there's Switzer laughing for his Sooners, for his town. There is only joy in Norman, for Sterling, mighty Sterling, has scored the magic touchdown. Finn.
Thank you for listening to the Sooner Football Fans podcast. Sooner Football Fans is not affiliated with the University of Oklahoma, but we do have eligibility left. Boom up.